Hi, I'm Kelly at Book and Paper Arts, and I have recently acquired a substantial amount of new, old books and paper. So I thought, what about an occasional midweek video where I just bring you some straight up vintage ephemera eye candy? If you are pressed for time, you may want to hop to near the end of this video where I'll be talking more about these plates that I'm offering as free scans. So we'll come back to that in a mo. But I'd like to start with this. Now, a friend actually came to visit the studio on Sunday and gave me this as a present. So thank you, Bethan. I'm not sure what it is, but it is made out of handwritten French letters from 1775. It looks to me as though, if I had to guess, that someone took these documents and put them together to make a kind of a portfolio, especially since it still has the threads here where you would have tied it. And heaven knows that's what I would have done with it. So what am I going to do with it now? I am not sure. There is a good chance I may use it like this as a canvas for an art journal page or a collage that I can hang on the wall. I will keep you posted. I also recently got these cards. Now, I've never seen cards like this before. They seem to be from the 20s-ish. And I love the vintage clothing. Got some little blue roses here. They are the shape of cigarette cards, but there's no text. So I do not know. These, let's see, came in the same lot as these beautiful little paper thingies of French flowers. Here's a pensée, the pansy. Chrysanthemum de Jardin du Blanc. And another chrysanthemum. Now, these are very thin. They seem to be some kind of sticker. So perhaps they went on seed packets. If anybody knows, let me know. I would like to know more about what they are. I'm going to stop here because I want to say a couple of things about these guys. One is that they will be included in the new batch of French ephemera paper bundles that I'm making for this week. If you are curious about those, there is a link in the text below the video. However, I also want to say that I get asked a lot about where do you source vintage paper? The answer is it really is a full-time job. I go to flea markets, secondhand stores, bookstores, antiquarian shops, junk shops, paper auctions. I mean, so much. But I can't tell you where you can get something like this if you are persistent. There is an account on Instagram called Postal Love. And once, sometimes twice a month, she has an auction of vintage paper from France and Belgium. If you contact her, she will put you on a list and let you know when one of these sales is going up. And here's the deal. Even with international shipping, her prices are so good. And her selection is outstanding of old papers. I'm going to also link to her in the text below here so that if you'd like to contact her, then you can get in there and try to buy it before I do. While we're still talking about flowers, I got these at last Sunday's car boot sale. And they are a cigarette card, but I have never seen a cigarette card like this before. Why do we give you these inserts? Because tobacco is a plant, and we want you to realize that blah de blah de blah, they cost more, they taste better. Back in the day, huh? So the name of the cigarettes was Kensitas, and they had these really unusual little cards. Inside is a silk. These are called silks. It's embroidered on a tiny card of silk. And here in the card itself, it has notes about cyclamen and some notes about the flower. And then they also had this one, tea rose. So beautiful. These, I'm pretty sure, will be showing up in the pockets of some small miniature size altered books soon. Let's see. My local secondhand bookstore has a section that's called the 99p section, because everything on those shelves is 99 pence, which is probably about $1.25. And the books there, they are not intrinsically valuable, but occasionally you do find a lot of charm. This is a Welsh Bible, and it is from 1903. That's what this ex libris tells us. It's pretty small, and it is in Welsh. One of the things I think that's really interesting is to see how traditional biblical names are translated into Welsh. Obviously, the Psalms were written by David, but here it's David. And let's see. Over here is the word for Moses, and that's, I think, actually, now I'm afraid to commit to that in case some Welsh speaker corrects me. Okay, if you're Welsh speaking, tell me how to say Moses, please. I tell you what, though, what I really love is how beautiful this embossing and tooling is. It's just a lovely thing. They also had this book, which is from 1909. And what I love about this is that this really cool cover and the font. So what I'm going to do with this, because I can tell you one thing, these speeches and toasts are awful. I would not wish them on anybody. So what I'm going to do is I will either be altering this book or possibly using it for a blank art journal. These are a couple of old ink bottles. I don't know if that's going to show on camera, but it's got this beautiful old faded text for draftsmen and artists. And I also got these from a seller on Instagram, and I will link to her as well. I'm not going to even try to use this ink, what's left in here. These just live in the studio to give the joint class. Now, these are amazing. They're plates that came out of a book called The Art and Craft of Hairdressing, a standard and complete guide to the technique of modern hairdressing, manicure, massage, and beauty culture. So there, 1935. And I guess it was a textbook. And it talks all about how to marcel hair, men's hair, women's hair. Here we have an eaten crop and an alternative way of showing curls added to eaten crop for evening wear, as one does. So this is all kinds of cool, but as you can see, it's had it. So I feel like it's perfectly fine to do what I did, which is take out the plates and turn them into something else so that they can be loved again. Now, I have a monthly online newsletter, and every month I include free scans of vintage paper that you can go get, download, copy, and then use in your own work. So if you'd like to get this and stuff like this, you can subscribe to my newsletter. There's a link in the text below this video. If you don't see it, give me a holler. We'll get that sorted out. Look at this. It's a coiffure that includes a swan. This is unironic. I just want to add that. And this lady has a different kind of a bird sleeping on her hair. I want to go to that party. That I actually love. It says Grecian coiffure. So please sign up if you'd like to get these. This coming Sunday is the new newsletter. And in every newsletter, I also have a free giveaway. This newsletter, this weekend, I'm giving away these vintage tins. And they're very distressed. This one's from Glasgow. And this was a little pill box. So if you are subscribed to my newsletter, you're in the drawing. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. I love to compare notes. And join me Friday, a couple of days. It's going to be a tutorial where I make an art journal page using one of these ladies. So until then, happy making.